me, a wild kitty appeared, and today I'll be doing my first visual novel. I've not really played much of visual novels, well, unless Danganronpa counts, but that has more game elements in it. This basically is just purely on choices and blah blah blah, and mostly it's just a story, which I've never done, and I just want to see how it works. So this will be my first visual novel, and that is Katawa Shoujo, which I think translates to disabled girls. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. Okay, so yes, just before we start, just to let you guys know, I have disabled the adult content, mostly because it's less editing time for me, and also YouTube and all that shiitake. So yes, sorry if you're looking for adult content, but you could always play the game yourself if you're looking for that. But anyways, let's get on to this, and let's start this game. Also, I will be doing a little bit of voice acting. And also, just to let you know, I am horrible at pronouncing names, whether they're Japanese, English, or any type of word basically. Sometimes I have trouble pronouncing it. But anyways, let's start the game, shall we? A light breeze caused the naked branches overhead to rustle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular treat for couples in the summer. I can't even think most people can pronounce that word. But anyways, trees, a beautiful green canopy, far out of the sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in the late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into in my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Alright, when it comes to the guy, I'm just using my normal voice because you do play as a guy in this game. Because I might try and do because I know there's other guy characters in this series, so I'll try and do a voice for them, but because this is the main character and he talks throughout the whole thing, mostly, I'm just using my normal voice. So yes, this character has not gone through puberty. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways, just how long am I expected to wait out here? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way it shows a bit of an initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowflake gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently fall from a white painted sky, and the only sign of time passing is the strenuous world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest seems like time has slowed down to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hi, I think that's how you pronounce that name? You came? A hesitating, barely mobile question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I listened to a hundred of times, but I never as much then eavesdropped to a conversation. I turned to face this voice, the voice of my dreams. My heart began to race. I have to say, this art style is really pretty. I worship Ko. I got a note telling me to wait here. Is it yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, but that's the result? Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note, so I'm glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it was trying to burst from my chest and claim this girl for its own. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches, and the cat's noise is music to my ears. Adako flinches over softly against the gust of wind. As it passed, she rights herself as if supposed to have some new confidence. Her eyes locked with mine, and she lazily twirls her long black hair around her finger. Ooh, that usually means she's interested. All while the anxious beating of my heart grows louder, unless she's nervous. That's mostly it might be it. My throat is tight. I doubt that I can even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you would go out with me. I stared there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I wanted to say something in reply, but my vocal cords felt like they were being strained beyond breaking point. Hesuho? I reached to try and massage my throat, but it only sent spikes down my blinding pain through my arms. Uh-oh. Hesuho? I don't know if I'm pronouncing this guy's name right, so I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. My whole body freezes, save for my ears, which shut open in terror. Ooh, this does not look good. Hazu! My beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, covered with bare branches, the dull winter sky. Anuma running towards me, all fades to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away was the sound of Adako screaming for help, and the instant clatter of branches above. Ooh, talk about quite a dark opening. I do have to say, like, the animations and like the stills and from what I've seen, like, it's really beautifully done. Like, well done to the team that made this game. Like, it's really, really good. I think it was a team on started with like 4chan. I'm not sure, but that's what I've heard. But yeah, it's a really good game. Yeah, so you guys should let me know if like you like this webcam, and I might do it for more Let's Plays. But I'm just testing it out right now. And also, I know a lot of videos you don't see me wear my glasses, but mostly I do this when I'm playing games because reasons, basically. You don't need to know the details. It's just annoying. I need to wear them for these kind of things. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Ooh. In that whole time, I can apparently barely count the times that I left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. That's another word I don't think many people can pronounce. A strange word, a foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act abruptly and occasionally beat too fast, and it can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I'm able to go on so long without anything happening. Is it really a miracle? I guess I was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It didn't really do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had to another word I can't pronounce, a piece. I had already had a full day by then to say everything to them. It was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I had to stay at the hospital to from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as I was missed. For about a week, my room was in a wall full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began to trickle down to just nothing shortly after. I realized the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their symphonies had been turned into a class project. Ooh, ouch. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Idaho was last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch upon the subject between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's nothing really a place that I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head gynecologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything straightforward in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatments and surgeries worked. So, I daily observed the scar that those surgeries had left me on my chest slowly change as it appeared over time, thinking of it some kind of omen. I still think that the head gynecologist. I still ask the head gynecologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough that now I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there's at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, though it was more of a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think it became a bit addictive, and started feeling naked without a book in my hands. That's actually a pretty good thing. Reading is a good hobby. I read a lot. But I love the stories. Nothing wrong with that, boy. Nothing wrong. That's what my life was like. The days became instantly harder to digest from each one. I think that's what that pronounced says. From each other, differently only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like a time blurred into some kind of gooey mess. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I don't know what day of the week it was. But other times, oh sorry, my hair's been getting in the way, hold on. But other times, all things that surrounded me were pretty painful, crushed into my I can't read, esophagus, for the barrier of non-stepping that I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness of my chest would become so hard to bear that I would have to put the book aside just to lay down for a while, looking for the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely. I couldn't even cry. Okay, I think I'm gonna end that there, because quite a heavy start. But yeah, how do you guys like the webcam? I might just turn it off for a while, or I might do it for more Let's Plays. But for now, I just want to see what you guys think. But anyways, until we meet again, goodbye!